Well, the topic of the hour has been all of this national election stuff. Well, I want to bring it back here to your local elections. This is Mitchell Bean live in front of Washington County Courthouse, where later this week, city council members are set to discuss a new proposed tax decrease and the raising of the minimum wage. The epidemic is true. Whataburger has officially taken over Northwest Arkansas, with 3 area locations sprouting up in the past year alone.
National race across the natural state.
Well, this morning, we have the unofficial numbers you'll want to know about. Wrap it around once. We're gonna go ahead and do it another time. So folks, here we go. We are officially suited up now. Just a little bit of advice from your business fashion here at Fox 24 News. Well, 'tis the season to go bowling for the Hogs as they finished the regular season with a 7-5 record. But do say it was a faulty piece of equipment as part of the jungle gym that caused the injury. For all intents and purposes, I think it's safe to say the burger-making phenom is here to stay. The presidential race was tight on both sides, and this morning it's official with Donald Trump winning 7 states. Now, the Federal Aviation Administration is continuing its investigation into the crash this morning and tells us it could take up to several months to complete. This is Mitchell Bean live along the Razorback Greenway, where year-round anyone from bikers to joggers to full families can be found taking in the trail. I'm Mitch Bean for KNWA Today, Northwest Arkansas News. Primary season is starting to heat up as GOP presidential candidate Donald Trump makes his second stop to Arkansas in this past month alone. We recap. Some supporters arriving 6 hours before Trump just to get the best seats in the House. Now, Sarah Huckabee and New Jersey Governor Chris Christie both opened up endorsing the candidates. Then Trump was quick to attack rivals Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio, firing back after a controversial debate Thursday night.
He couldn't right now, if he ran for office in Florida, he wouldn't get elected to any office. They cannot stand him.
Also along his talking points, we're building a wall along the southern border of the United States, along with bringing jobs back to America, both drawing strong reaction from the crowd.
We are going to make America great again. We're going to win, win, win. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Trump makes a lot of good points, but there's also other good candidates, and I say I might be leading a little bit towards Trump now.
Now, while the attendance was big, not everyone who showed up was in support of Donald Trump. There was a large group of protesters outside the rally, but no one inside the rally was escorted out. From your local election headquarters, I'm Mitchell Bean for KNWA, Northwest Arkansas News. Residents of Elm Springs believe the fight against a proposed wind farm isn't over. Now, despite a rezoning request being rescinded, the rezoning request was made by the landowner Elite Energy, a company partnered with Dragonfly Industries to bring in the wind farm. Now, city leaders say Dragonfly and Elite Energy will be back at Monday night's city council meeting to answer questions about the wind farm, leaving some opponents skeptical.
That leads us to believe that they've found some kind of loophole in the city ordinances that's going to allow them to move forward with their project without having to rezone the land.
Now, we took this concern to the city aldermen, who say they do not know enough about the next step to give us any answers. We also called members of the Planning Commission but didn't get a response from them either. And we tried to track down Elite Energy, who is listed at 2 locations in Fayetteville. The first was a residence where a nanny directed us to a second location, which was a vacant building. Fox 24 was the first to uncover Dragonfly Industries CEO Jody Davis, who spent 6 years in prison for embezzling more than $1 million from an Oklahoma company. Now, we took those court documents naming Davis in a criminal and civil case to the Elm Springs mayor last month. Now, for more from the mayor's reaction and to learn more about the Jody Davis's criminal history, just search wind farm on our website. A University of Arkansas volleyball coach, Robert Poliza, battling back following the accusations that he is sadistic and a danger to young minds. The embattled coach issued a statement after a letter was sent to athletic director Jeff Long from concerned parents of the students. Now, in a statement, Poliza directly addressed the claims that he threatened physical violence and used belittling language towards his players. Now, Tuesday, Poliza wrote in a part, quote, "Any accusation that I have threatened physical harm to any player or called players names like demeaning them, the terms have been alleged, is simply false." Now, Poliza called the last few weeks some of the most difficult in his life. Now, Bentonville School Board decision Monday has a lot of parents talking. In a unanimous decision, the board voted to pull all Bentonville K-6 schools on one calendar, whether it'll be year-round or traditional, and they voted to shrink some school zones for the fall of 2016. Now, when an 11th school opens for the fall of 2017, the board will rezone again. The Bentonville School District Board President Travis Riggs said he's pleased with the outcome because right now 75 students have been missing hours of class due to busing.
Decision. It's a hard one, and you know, these types of decisions you feel like nobody wins, right? But keep in mind the children are winning.
Riggs says a series of maps and open houses this year will help prepare families for the changes. Many parents are weighing in on our Facebook page, some of you saying this needed to be done now. Aubrey says they should have done it sooner. All of the elementary school principals have been begging for this, and they know better than anyone, but other parents are not happy. Janice says, can they not wait for another year for the next school to be built, which should have been done a long time ago. Now, rezone after rezone, reactive not proactive should be our district motto. And Amy says, for the sake of all kiddos, please give them a stable environment and stop shuffling and moving them around from year to year. Happening around Arkansas, a warning for parents. Criminals are hiding behind computer keyboards attempting to prey on your children. It's a scary thought and a growing problem, and police in Faulkner County are taking a new approach to catching internet prowlers. They have child internet sex crimes team. Investigators spend their day on the other end of the computer trying to bring the criminals to justice. Now, Adam Bledsoe with Faulkner County says right now the team is just too strong, but they are hoping to expand.
Let's keep going. Let's keep putting people on this, and there are other folks that are in the works, and more arrests are coming shortly.
There have been over 500 calls made related to human trafficking in Arkansas since 2007. Now, according to the National Human Trafficking Resource Center, over 100 of those calls became cases so far this year. Now, close to 30 cases have been reported, 26 of those involving women and 15 of them involving minors. New this morning, we are hearing from more family members struggling to adopt children taken into custody by the state of Arkansas. State officials say in a ruling by an Arkansas judge is making it harder for the families to take in their relatives. Now, Linda Baker is a director of a children's ministry in Little Rock church, and she was a teacher for 40 years. Now, in July of last year, Baker says her grandchildren were taken by the state due to her son's drug problem. But Baker says she and her husband are being denied custody. Now, a 2014 Arkansas court ruling says when it comes to placing kids with family members, preference is not relevant when considering termination of parental rights.
I went to the DHS office and said we would like to take the grandchildren. We feel like the kids would do well in our care. They know us. They spend a lot of time at our house. We have their toys.
A DHS lawyer recommended lawmakers consider legislation extending that preferential treatment consideration for family members, not only as it applies for the initial placement, but lawmakers are looking to extending that all the way through the adoption. Well, let's turn to sports. As the Liberty Bowl nears, one hog continues to appear on the list of All-Americans. That's next in your Razorback Nation report.